This is number 55 for the MAT 1033 final exam review. It asks us to multiply 18x plus 18 over 12x plus 36 times 3x plus 9 over 6x squared minus 6. So we have to simplify each one first. So I'm going to label each part of the fraction so that way I can simplify them separately. So simplifying and factoring number 1, we have 18x plus 18. First step in factoring is GCF. So 18x and 18, they both have an 18 in common. So I can factor that out. And we're left with 1x plus 1. Whenever we factor out that GCF, we're really dividing it out of each term. Same thing for number 2. 12x plus 36. We're trying to see what does 12x and 36 have in common. They both have a 12 in common, so I can factor that out. 12x divided by 12, we're left with 1x, plus 36 divided by 12, taking out that 12, we're left with 3. Next one, number 3. We have 3x plus 9. GCF. Between 3x and 9, they both have a 3 in common. Factoring that 3 out, dividing that 3 out, 3x divided by 3 will leave us with 1x, plus 9 divided by 3 will leave us with 3. There's nothing further we can do with x plus 3, so that one is done. Last but not least, number 4, factoring 6x squared minus 6, GCF first. Both have a 6 in common, so factoring that out, 6x squared divided by 6, we're left with 1x squared, minus 6 divided by 6 will leave us with 1. So we're left with x squared minus 1. This is a difference of perfect squares, so that 6 is already factored for us, it's hanging out front. X squared will be x times x. 1's positive, 1's negative. 1 is 1 times 1. There's nothing else we can factor out of x plus 1 or x minus 1, so that one is done factoring for us. So rewriting it, number 1, we had 18 times x plus 1, divided by number 2, we had 12 times x plus 3, times number 3, we had 3 times x plus 3, all over number 4, 6 times x plus 1 and x minus 1. So we have it in factored form. We're multiplying these two fractions together, so we're just going to multiply straight across. So it all just becomes one big fraction. Now canceling our factors. So x plus 1 cancels each other out. X plus 3 and x plus 3 cancels each other out. So multiplying across, we're left with 18 times 3 up top, which is 54, divided by 12 times 6 on the bottom, which is 72. And then my x minus 1's on the bottom. So we see that 54 divided by 72, those are like terms. We can see what they have in common to try to see what factors we can cancel. So 54 and 12 both have an 18 in common, so I can divide out an 18 from the top and the bottom. $54 divided by 18 will leave us with 3. Divided by 72 divided by 18 will leave us with 4. And then our x minus 1. So from here, there's nothing that 3 and 4 have in common. No other factors can cancel. This is our final answer. That's number 55 for the MAT 1033 final exam review.